Well, Job chapter 23, he's now going to respond back to this ramping up that Eliphaz has done in this conversation. So let's jump in and get Job's response back. Verse 1, Then Job answered and said, Even today is my complaint bitter. My stroke is heavier than my groaning. Oh, that I knew where I might find him, that I might come even to his seat. I would order my cause before him and fill my mouth with arguments. I would know the words which he would answer me and understand what he would say unto me. Will he plead against me with his great power? No, but he will put strength in me. Now, Job is talking about God. He's thinking out loud about dealing with God, that I wish I could talk with God. I wish I could commune directly with God about the situation of what's going on in my life. Would he punish me? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think he is going to comfort me and help me. Because again, Job is coming from the perspective of, I don't think I've done anything wrong. I'm not being punished in my life by having all these challenges. I'm being tested and proven in something, but I don't know what it is yet. I'm not sure the purposes of God in my suffering, but I know it's there for a valid reason because I trust in God. That is what Job is trying to teach and say. And his friends still take that philosophy of, you must be, if bad things are going bad, you must be punished. Being blessed of God means being prosperous. That God, the gospel of prosperity philosophy. If you want to learn more about that, watch the previous videos of Job. Go through them. It'll all explain it all together. So he says here, verse 6, will he plead? Oh no, I just read that one. Verse 7, there the righteous might dispute with him, so should I be delivered forever from my judge. Behold, I go forward, but he is not there, and backward I cannot perceive him. On the left hand where he doth work, but I cannot behold him. He hideth himself on the right hand, that I cannot see him. But I knoweth the way that I take, and when he hath tried me, I shall come forth as gold. So he's saying, oh, I would love to be able to talk with God about this. That would be an opportunity to discuss the challenges with my life and ask God, why? Why is my life there? This is a question the righteous would love to ask God. But he says, I cannot find God. He's not answering my prayers. He's not communing with me. I'm trying to commune with him, but he's not communing with me. But I know that all this is for a reason. And that's what he says here in verse 10. When he hath tried me, I shall come forth as gold. I know that it doesn't matter what happens in my life. I know that what God allows me to experience, howbeit painful and struggling and hard, will turn for my benefit because of God. God will right the wrong. He will equal it all out, and it will be for my benefit. I will be a better person because of my experiences that God is giving me. That is amazing faith in God. Have you ever had that experience in your life where you've had to think about this? Has that idea ever come across to you in a hard time of, this is hard, this is a struggle, but I know that by going through it, I will be a better person? I'd love to hear in the comments what you think about that. You don't have to go into details of your experience if you don't want to, but just, have you ever had that experience? Yes or no? I'd love to hear you that in the comments. So verse 11, my foot hath held his steps. His way have I kept and not declined. Neither have I gone back from the commandment of his lips. I have esteemed the words of his mouth more than my necessary food. So he's saying, I have been doing all I can to keep the commandments. I am doing what God has asked of me. I'm following his example. I'm keeping his commandments. I'm doing everything that he wants me to do. Verse 13, but he is in one mind, and who can turn him? And what his soul desireth, even that he doeth. For he performeth the thing that is appointed for me, and many such things are with him. And so now he says there, it doesn't matter that, they're basically, he's saying, I'm doing the best I can to keep the commandments of God, and yet this is still happening to me. There is a purpose in God for what I am experiencing. And it's not that I'm wicked. It's I'm doing my best to keep the commandments, and I'm still having these challenges. But that means it's for my benefit. If God is allowing me to have these challenges, it is for my benefit because I'm keeping his commandments. I will be blessed because of what I'm experiencing, not cursed because of it. Verse 15, therefore am I troubled at his presence when I consider I am afraid of him. For God maketh my heart soft, and the Almighty troubleth me. Because I was not cut off before the darkness, neither hath he covered the darkness from my face. So he says, I know God is there. I know he's helping me. There is good in my suffering. There is good for me in the benefit of what I'm experiencing. I just don't know what it is yet, but I'd love to talk to God and understand this, but I'm not sure about this. That is some amazing faith that Job has, that he is learning and understanding these things. He still has that tremendous faith in God, even though he knows, I mean, he's got these bad things happening to him. He's still willing to say, I trust in God. Despite these challenges, they're going to turn for my good because I believe and know in my God. So important lesson for us to learn that it doesn't matter so much what happens to us, but our relationship with God makes a huge difference, because if we have a poor relationship with God, we may curse God. And granted, that might be an assumption that I'm making. But the more we understand God and understand the plan of salvation and the grand scheme of things, the easier it is for us to realize that we might not be able to fully explain everything in this life. And that's okay, but it all will work for our good in the long run. So how important it is for us to really understand the eternal perspective and the whole plan of salvation that God has for us, to help make it easier for us to understand and deal with these challenges in our life. So let's jump over to the next chapter to continue on with this conversation.